Greetings, one and all two universes. In this show we will analyze the stats, weapons, and abilities of two fighters to find out who would win in a battle to the death. Many people have predicted the outcome, so let's see who guessed right and who guessed wrong. And be sure to stay tuned after the episode so you can see the next fighters and leave your predictions down in the comment section below or with a video response. And who knows, your comment or video response could be featured in the very next episode. With all that said, let's meet our two fighters. Jafar, the snake sorcerer, and Maleficent, the mistress of all evil. Birds on their shoulders and staffs in their hands. These two magic users are the biggest threats Disney has ever seen. But who's got the magic touch? Let's find out. This is UniVS. Honestly, what's this guy's deal? He lives in a palace, he has a nice robe, he has a talking parrot, he gets to sit around and give the ruler of Agrabah ideas all day. He's practically running the city already. What more does he want? The title? Anyways, Jafar is the royal advisor, wishing to be more than second rate to the pudgy ruler he works for. He'd do anything to take charge. And I mean anything. He'd even go as far as picking up bandits off the street and using them as human test subjects for the Cave of Wonders so he could obtain the lamp and the unlimited power that comes with it thanks to the wishes of the genie. However, it seemed as if he was never going to get his hands on that stupid lamp until he met a stranger by the name of Aladdin. And after meeting Aladdin, his luck finally changed as he was able to get his hands on the lamp, where he wished to become the most powerful sorcerer in the entire world. Yeah, it didn't take too long after that for him to be defeated, but it was cool while it lasted. All he could do before he became a sorcerer was hypnotize people with a few waves of his staff. Luckily, Jafar did have his feathered friend Iago to help him out. Iago is a talking parrot who often helps Jafar bug others and steal things, including the very lamp Jafar used to become a powerful sorcerer. In this form, Jafar got some of the craziest reality warping powers in Disney history. He can completely control his foes, making them bow, dance, or even fly. This can be done to objects as well, even if they're as big as a castle spire. Speaking of objects, Jafar can conjure up anything like multiple swords or a giant hourglass. And he has the ability to transform himself and others into objects or even animals. Now, I'm aware that Jafar did wish to become an all-powerful genie as well, but this can't be used. For one, Genie Jafar needed to have a bandit in charge of his lamp in order to do anything, no outside help allowed. And two, genies can't kill. It's against the rules, and Jafar himself even says he can't do it no matter how badly he wants to. But even without his genie transformation, Jafar is still insanely powerful. With his magic, he was able to smack a tower all the way to the South Pole. Average skyscrapers weigh several 100,000 tons, so let's just lowball it to 11,000 due to its extremely small size in comparison. Even if it took the tower an entire hour to reach the South Pole, Jafar would still be smacking it with 67 trillion joules, or 16 kilotons of TNT. That's enough to obliterate an entire town. But that's just Jafar's magic strength. His physical strength isn't much, as he still struggles to wrestle Aladdin. To make up for his lack of physical strength, though, Jafar has some crazy speed. First of all, his magic appears like lightning or a laser-like projectile, and as a snake, Jafar can bite at over 300 miles per hour. And as a snake, Jafar appears to be completely immune to fire. He can walk right through it or use it to extend his body. He can even survive getting sliced and stabbed by swords, but his greatest feat are his amazing pun abilities. Whatever joke he makes will be followed up by a laugh of insanity. Can Maleficent compete with that?
Get the point?
Okay. At first I thought Jafar was the one being a big baby, but after seeing what Maleficent is upset at, I take it back. No joke. The mistress of all evil is angry for not being invited to Aurora's christening ceremony. After seeing the three good fairies give gifts to baby Aurora, Maleficent decided to give a gift of her own in the form of a deadly curse. Maleficent casted her spell, making it destiny that Aurora would prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die in the evening of her 16th birthday. Yup, all because she wasn't invited to a party. Luckily, one of the good fairies was able to reduce her curse, changing the result to sleep instead of death. However, Maleficent caught wind of this and began doing everything in her power to make sure that everything went according to her evil plan. And when I say everything in her power, I meant it. Maleficent has some crazy magic. For one, placing curses on others like I just mentioned in her bio. It seems as if she can predict events in the future and doom them to become deadly situations like with Aurora and the spindle. Maleficent also has a raven named Diablo who will fly around and alert her of any fishy business. In her hand, Maleficent uses a staff for other magical abilities. She can float around in a green orb, appear out of a pillar of fire, or even zap the living daylights out of people with lightning-like projectiles if you get her angry angry enough. Not only that, but Maleficent can control actual lightning by creating thunderstorms. It's not just the weather though, she can also control the environment as she creates fields of tall, spiky thorns. When she gets really serious, she can shoot herself across an entire castle in seconds in a sparking ball of magic. Then finally is the moment you've all been waiting for. Maleficent can transform herself into a gigantic dragon, with wings to fly and large teeth to chomp down her foes. This powerful dragon transformation just adds more onto the already insane speed, strength, and range of her magic abilities. In fact, the three great fairies say that Maleficent's power is greater than all three of theirs combined, despite the fact that they can put an entire kingdom to sleep. I mean, with Maleficent's ability to create storms, she should already have town-level range, and she can just add on to that range by lighting her thorn fields on fire. Now that's a lot of magic. The strength of her magic is enough to crumble gigantic boulders, and the power of her flames is enough to blast open a bridge. And when it comes to speed, there's of course the fact that she's able to control the weather and create thunderstorms in order to attack with lightning. Lightning bolts typically travel at over 220,000 miles per hour. That's nearly 300 times the speed of sound. Super impressive. Can her magic stand up against Jafar's reality warping? It'll be pretty tough without some clever puns. But anyways, let's take a look at your predictions while I calculate the results.
Now shall you deal with me, O Prince, and all the powers of hell!
Next time UniVS, Jafar vs Maleficent. I think Jafar wins. Jafar is physically superior than Maleficent in every way. He's strong enough to push the palace door with one-handed. Actually requires a few soldiers to do that. Well, he is durable enough to even be crushed by that. Even fast enough to run the entire palace in a few seconds. Jafar also has a better weapons. Most Maleficent has a staff that can wrap people and control people, which Jafar has a candle that can light her way at burnfold, and the spinning wheel that if someone is dumb enough who will touch it. Well, Jafar is not. Jafar has a smoke that can teleport him away, a staff that can control people and wrap people's head, a dagger that can use to surprise attack, a disguise that can trick Maleficent, and more. Both Jafar and Maleficent are pretty even when it comes to skills, since they both never show any sign of fist fights or close. Well, experience I would never give to Maleficent due to being a demon that's older. And also, intelligence I'll give to Jafar since he's outsmart people that is smarter than Maleficent ever outsmart, like Aladdin. Well, then their powers, but both are equal in there. Jafar is more useful thanks to having fire spell that can burn for summon spells, that a spell that can transform people into animals, and then and transformation spells. Maleficent has shape-shifting, electric spells, mini summon that is more destructive. Which really counter each other out in this category. Then there's actually transformations. Well, I would say Maleficent's Dragon Form that actually is out here. Maleficent's Dragon Form is actually more durable than Jafar's Snake Form. It even has a better firepower. But I highly doubt that will win since Jafar can just teleport her away into a lava or sun. Then if someone asks, can Maleficent trick Jafar to a spinning wheel? The answer is no. Jafar is not dumb. And even if he can sometimes mind control him, Jafar can just mind control her back. So this is pretty pointless. So I think the winner is Jafar. If this is just the cartoon version. If this movie versions or Kingdom's Heart, like Descendants and the original movie, I would say Maleficent. But still, if cartoon version, Jafar.
And the results are in. The winner is... Jafar. Ugh. Reality warping, magic, all these hacks. Whew. Pro tip for any starting versus debater. Do your best to avoid characters with these types of powers. It makes things way too complicated. Now, at first you may be thinking that they're similar in power. I mean, after all, I did show town level feats for both of them, but there's a difference. Maleficent being able to create storms is more of an area of effect type of deal. Yeah, she can cover a whole town with her magic, but not destroy it. Meanwhile, Jafar launching the palace tower with his magic is equal to a feat that would physically require several kilotons of TNT to perform, aka actual power, not area of effect. An example of power being greater than area of effect is how a tiny 2-foot sword can kill someone faster than if they were to stand in a 50 square foot room on fire. Besides, Jafar wished to become the most powerful sorcerer in the world, meaning that he's more powerful than sorcerers in the Aladdin TV series who have also created storms themselves. Plus, Jafar doesn't need to worry about the area his magic can reach since the effects are stronger. Maleficent mainly controls environmental effects: fire, lightning, the terrain, you name it. Meanwhile, Jafar's magic reaches levels of reality warping, transformation, conjuring up anything he desires, and even more. Now, there is one ability that Maleficent does have that could be considered some form of reality warping, and that is her ability to place curses. However, her curses aren't that strong. Maleficent's magic is more powerful than all 3 good fairies combined, yet just one good fairy was able to change one of her curses, so Jafar would have no problem reversing any curses Maleficent places on him. Plus, we don't even know the limitations of Maleficent's curses. Does she control people to follow the curse she places, or does she predict an event in the future and doom it to become a deadly encounter? We just don't know. Meanwhile, it's made pretty clear that Jafar can control his victims with no problems. You could argue that Maleficent is faster thanks to the fact that she can create lightning with her thunderstorms, but that's attack speed, not reaction or travel speed. If Maleficent could actually react to the lightning she created, she'd be able to hit Prince Philip with no problem, but she doesn't. Jafar has proven that he is physically faster, as in his snake transformation he can bite at over 300 miles per hour. Despite the fact that all of Jafar's advantages in this fight rely on small variables, the sheer amount of these variables prove that it's a landslide that'll slay the dragon for sure. The winner is Jafar.
A snake, am I? Perhaps you'd like to see how snake-like I can be.
Get ready for the next battle.